I remember where I was when I heard the shocking news. My family and I were en route from our home in Canada to my in-laws in the southern U.S. As we drove through one state after another, my wife would flip through the radio stations to see if we could find the local Christian music station and catch some music. As we landed on one of those stations, they took a break from the music to bring this news. Rich Mullins, dead in a vehicle-related accident. That was September 19, 1997. The following month would have been Rich's 42nd birthday. As we approach 25 years since his passing, I reflect on the life and music of Rich Mullins, coming up on Andrew's journey in Christian contemporary music. Welcome to Andrew's Journey in Christian Contemporary Music, where we dive into the classics, discover what's new, demonstrate the originals. If you're into all things Christian contemporary music, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Climb aboard. Let's do the CCM journey together. Rich Mullins. Someone once said he was in the Christian contemporary music scene, but not of it. Amy Grant, who recorded his song Sing Your Praise to the Lord, once said that Rich was the uneasy conscience of Christian music. He was complex, yet he simply just wanted to be more like Jesus. He could be seen as serious, but he had a great sense of humor. He repelled celebrity status, but still strangely kind of embraced it. But one thing Rich couldn't be was a phony. He was open and honest, sharing his struggles, yet he knew God would meet him in the struggles. When he became big with songs like Awesome God, If I Stand, Sometimes by Step, My One Thing, and Hold Me Jesus, he decided to take an average American salary and have the rest of his earnings sent to charities. Who does that? Rich did. He would rather live in Wichita, Kansas, or among Native American children in New Mexico than hobnob with those who were in Nashville. In spite of everything he was, that the Nashville scene generally wasn't, his music struck a chord with people. In 1996, a year before Rich's death, the first compilation album, simply entitled Songs, was released. Even though I knew a fair bit about Rich's music and had seen his videos on TV, this would be the only CD I would ever purchase. It's a great collection of some of his best songs, with the addition of the previously unrecorded We Are Not As Strong As We Think We Are, which is one of my favorites. In 1999, a Songs 2 compilation would be released. The only other Rich release I had heard in its entirety before YouTube and streaming platforms was the Jesus record, released 10 months after his death. I was able to borrow it from our local Baptist church library. It's a special release consisting of 2 discs. The first one, entitled The Jesus Demos, features Rich's demos for this project that he recorded in an abandoned church. It's rough and raw, but so appropriate that these would be the last recordings of Rich that would end up on a CD, the recordings before his death. As good as the second disc is, which I'll get to in a moment, I was so swept up with emotion as I listened to the demo CD, knowing that Rich would be gone 9 days after he recorded these songs. It feels almost like he knew his time was coming. The second disc, called The Jesus Record, was recorded after his death by his band, the Ragamuffin Band, and guest vocalists like Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, and Phil Keaggy. They re-recorded the demos and added one additional track sung by Ragamuffin Rick Elias. It was a great tribute album to a remarkable songwriter, and human being who just wanted to be more like Jesus. Thanks to YouTube and music streaming platforms, I've been able to go back and listen to Rich's entire work. Though most would remember the more critically acclaimed albums, like Winds of Heaven, Stuff of Earth, which is where Awesome God first appeared, The World as Best I Remember It, Volumes 1 and 2, and A Liturgy, A Legacy, and A Ragamuffin Band, I quite enjoyed listening to his first two albums, his self-titled debut from 1986 and Pictures in the Sky from 1987. They're a little more rockin' and raw, but still with signs of how great a writer he was and would continue to become. Perhaps his most well-known song from the first two albums is Elijah, which was re-recorded for the Songs album that I showed you earlier. If there was a song that gave an idea of what Rich was like, it might be this one. The incredible lyrics were already there in this album debut hit. Verse 1 and the chorus would go, "The Jordan is waiting for me to cross through. My heart is aging, I can tell. So Lord, I'm begging for one last favor from you. Here's my heart, take it where you will. This life has shown me how we've mended and how we've torn, how it's okay to be lonely as long as you're free. Sometimes my ground was stony and sometimes covered up with thorns, and only you could make it what it had to be. And now that it's done, well, if they dress me like a pauper, or if they dine me like a prince, if they lay me with my fathers, or if my ashes scattered on the wind, I don't care. But when I leave, I want to go out like Elijah, with a whirlwind to fuel my chariot of fire. And when I look back on the stars, it'll be like a candlelight in Central Park, and it won't break my heart to say goodbye." Rich's music continues to have an impact in the Christian music scene. His music, his writings outside of music, his interviews all seem to have an element of holding our feet to the fire when examining our own lives. And it never came across to me as judgmental, as Rich always shared similar struggles with us. He would also point the way to the grace of Christ as a reminder that we can turn back to him no matter how bad we've blown it and receive that grace. I bought the movie Ragamuffin based on Rich's life. It's a good watch if you're able to find it. There's also the documentary Rich Mullins, A Ragamuffin's Legacy, of which there's an excerpt of that on the extra footage on this. It has interviews with Rick Elias, Amy Grant, Michael W. Smith, and even Brennan Manning, who he was much influenced by, and who was the one who wrote the book The Ragamuffin Gospel, who Mullins would name his band after. These are great to watch if you want to know more about Rich's life and music. But of course, listen to his music as well. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Rich, we miss him dearly, but his music lives on. And if you've never heard his stuff, give him a listen. Start with anywhere in his catalog. He's had some great stuff over the years when he recorded music. And I'd love to hear from you. If you've been a Rich fan, if you've been someone who's grown in his music, let me know your thoughts. Let me know how his music and how his life has touched you. And for those who are perhaps checking him out for the first time, love to hear your feedback. Dig into his music, dig into the lyrics, and let me know what you think. Anyways, Rich is influenced by so many, and his music still touches me to this day when I go back and listen to it. That's it for today. Join me again next week where I'll have another episode of Andrew's Journey in Christian Contemporary Music, where we'll dive into the classics, discover what's new, and demonstrate the originals. Bye for now. God bless. Take care.